You're live.
Talk to you later.
Alrighty, hopefully this is working here. Sorry, folks, we had some technical difficulties. Gonna wait for some people to pop in. Hey, Joey. Please let me know if you guys can hear me nice and clear. No issues there. Audio is good. Hey, some people coming in. Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry for the technical issues there. I do apologize. I had this guy scheduled, and something went haywire with YouTube, and yeah, well, we're working now, so that's what matters, right? JBLG, hi there. A little choppy. You're a little choppy, Joey. Yeah, so folks, if things are a little bit rough here, this is the first time doing this, so I appreciate your patience. I upgraded my my internet just to do this, and I think before we had like I don't know, like a wind up internet. They just wind it up in the morning, and it just goes as long as it can throughout the day. And then by sundown, you just go to bed. No more internet. Sorry. Start again tomorrow. Yeah, it's a little, yeah, Little Hamster is our internet service provider. That's their name, based here in Phoenix. Little Hamster Internets. All right, people coming in, 10 people. Awesome. We can work with that. Techno Dad. All right, well, that's my cue. That's the end of the video cast here. Certainly appreciate you guys jumping on board. What is up with if you guys don't know, Chana and I have a really fantastic relationship. We like to give each other crap. He's a good dude. I like him. I like him a lot. Yeah, so tonight's Frequency Friday, number 25. How long has it been since I've done a Frequency Friday? Like 3 years? So it's been a while. It's been a minute. Yeah, just wanted to give this a go, get on here and see if we can get enough people in here with some questions. Obviously, with the technical difficulties, things got a little hairy here, a little dicey, but we'll make do. We'll make do. I'm seeing more people jumping in here, so hopefully we get some folks in here with some questions that I can help you out with. That's what the goal was of tonight's How Are the Little Nuggets? They are doing great. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that Elliot is trying to see how much he can eat. So that's super fun. He's going to be a chubby little monster here in no time. And Sean, I know that it's been a while for you, but the price of formula is certainly up there. So I'm like, hey, slow down there, man. We're on a budget. Cigar Obsession. 1 second delay on the audio here. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I appreciate that. Most important question of the night. Best looking Brene brother. A John, B John, C John, all of the above. And this is posted by a guy named John. So that's my brother. Ugh. Hi, my dad's name is Trey. Yeah, I know exactly who Trey is. And he knows you and always talks about you. He had told me to join this chat. Well, Kelsey, thank you so much. Kelsey and Aubrey. Oh, okay. I think Trey has mentioned you guys, that you guys even watch my reviews, which is really cool. So welcome aboard. Yeah, so Chana, my parents were really creative. So there's me, Ron, clearly the best of the brothers, and then John, and then Sean. So they were really creative when they named us all. Hey Joey, I'm going to turn down my volume on my headphones so we're not getting that bleed through. Hopefully that helps. Hey Ron, I messaged you on the GR Research site, Audio Circle. I wondered what edition of Danny's subwoofers you built. That was you, and I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you. Been a little busy. Yeah, so I have the H-frame open baffle subwoofers. So I've got the doubles. You can do triples, and you should. The price difference is well worth it, in my opinion. I wish I would have done triples. So, Cigar Obsession, I relaunched my YouTube app. Delay was on my end. That is good to know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Greg S., great show. In my opinion, on your opinion, is DAC pre or amp? I think what you're asking, Greg, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, which is the most important or what makes the biggest difference. So we're talking about a DAC, a preamp, or a power amplifier. Has the greatest impact on soundstage. Whew. That's a tough question. I think it could come down to, are we talking about solid state? Are we talking about tubes? If you're after soundstage, and soundstage is your ultimate goal, then I would say you really should be looking at definitely considering tubes. And I would say that a power amplifier, a tube power amp, in my experience, has given me that biggest difference. So, and my brother actually just mentioned, John, room and speaker setup probably has the greatest impact on soundstage. There is no probably. That is definitely true, for sure. Any chance you will review the Bryston BP17_3 preamp? Interestingly enough, Bryson was one of the very first companies that I reached out to, and I don't know if the same PR guy is handling their stuff. It was really weird. When I first got it started, he actually reached out to me, and he was chatting with me about, oh yeah, we're going to send you all this stuff, and it's going to be fantastic. And unfortunately, it never happened. Not for any bad reason or anything like that. It just never happened. So maybe I'll reach back out and see what's up. Give me a second here, folks. My daily hi-fi guys are chatting on Facebook, so I was just making sure they weren't trying to tell me something important, like I had a booger or something like that. Get out of Facebook chat. Quit telling me what to do, Techno Dad, if that's really your name. All right, let me see here. So, do you have insight into what physically affects soundstage depth in a speaker? Depth, I would say, hands down in my experience. Well, okay, that's a really good question. Setting aside gear, I would say it is how far out into the room you are pulling the speakers is going to definitely have the biggest impact on how far deep into the room you're going to be able to hear. So it's kind of weird. You pull them forward this way, and you're able to hear further back that way. That's been my experience. So But what physically affects it, I'm not really sure exactly what you mean by that, but hopefully that helps. And if you haven't watched my Soundstage Secrets Frequency Friday, I don't have it here right off the bat, but dig around, find that. Soundstage Secrets Revealed, I think is what it was, kind of a little bit clickbaity, but that will walk you through a great method of setting up speakers that will lend itself to maximum soundstage. So check that out. Will you be reviewing the new PC2000 Pro by SVS? That would be just a simple email if you guys want me to do that. I know that they would be happy to send that out to me. I would ask for two because two subwoofers are always better than one. And that's how I roll. Speaking of SVS, guys, I do have the Ultras, the Bookies, and I have their Pinnacle Prime Towers in for review. I haven't even opened the box for the Pinnacle Primes, but I have checked out the Ultras, and I got them in white. If you're not getting those speakers in white, then you're doing it all wrong because they're beautiful in the white finish. So I've been A/B testing a few models here, changing nothing else, just unplugging one set into another right next to it. Some have feet of depth, some have none. Oh, okay. So you're saying you're doing that with different speakers. Is that correct? Cigar Obsession, you're saying that you're A/Bing different speakers, and some speakers have more depth than others. All right, well, we could get into the weeds real quick, but I would say that a lot of that is going to have to do with it could have to do with the physical properties of the actual enclosure. So typically, not all the time, but typically if you have a more narrow baffle, then it's going to lend itself to greater soundstage. And then we'll get into the weeds by saying that the innards of the speaker, the crossover, the network, the wire, the binding posts, I'm just going to say this. I'm one of those fools that would say that everything matters now up to a certain point, but typically, if you have higher quality parts in one speaker than the other, it's been my personal experience that usually things like soundstage and detail retrieval are better in that speaker than the other. Let's see here. J. Edie, no audio, any suggestions? Are you saying that you cannot hear me? That there's no audio from me? You should. Oh, I love this. Tito Rodriguez says you should do home theater videos. Give Techno Dad a run for his money. Laugh out loud. Would love your input on that segment. That's easy to do, man. All I need is just like a stool, and I stand up really high, so I'm like this. And I think he does the arm thing. He's like, "Hey, you. What does he say? What's up, you two? This is Techno Dad." I mean, I could just do that, and yeah, I win. Sorry, Techno Dad. You're out of the job starting today. Scott, you got a good question here, my friend. Are the Adantes keepers for me? Also bet a lot of break-in needed. Should do a follow-up review after that. Thanks. Are they a keeper for me? The answer to that is yes, they are. They're an interesting speaker, and I think that you guys clearly understood this in what I've talked about so far with the Adantes, is they are truly an audiophile speaker. If you give them crappy recordings, they're not going to forgive. So you set those babies up and you give them audiophile recordings, high resolution recordings that sound fantastic. Man, oh man, you're in for a treat. So hard to let those go, to be honest with you. And in regards to break-in, that is true. In fact, when I got them, I wasn't really so sure about them, and I let my friend Mark, that you guys saw in the PS Audio Sprout 2 review. Remember, I went over to Mark's house. He actually had them for quite some time, and he put like 50 hours on them. And when I got back, I was like, hey, that mid-range is starting to relax a little bit. So, yeah, fantastic. Okay, Jeremy. Is that Jeremy Hood? Is that you, Jeremy? Yeah, Ron. Mike Dolby Atmos for YouTube recordings. That sounds fun. 10 speakers, 12. You know, it's really interesting. Do you guys remember DVD audio and Super Audio CD? At the time I worked for Circuit City, and I got really into DVD audio. And the Telarc 1812 Overture I think it's not Chesky. It's no, I just said it. It's Telarc. Duh. That in surround sound is bonkers. It's actually a lot of fun, and I kind of miss a lot of that surround sound stuff. It's enjoyable. I would love to have like a full blown super audio CD or DVD audio surround sound type system for listening to music. Home theater, like listen, movies and stuff. I like it. I enjoy it. I just haven't jumped into that. JBLG, what's up, my friend? All right, so you're asking, what is your personal view on the Yamaha NS10 studio monitors? I've been hearing how popular they are in a lot of studios. They're not a lot. They're not. Okay, let me say that again. They are probably the most popular speaker in studios of like all time. That doesn't necessarily mean that hi-fi enthusiasts and audiophiles should pursue those speakers. I subscribe to a lot of different podcasts, and I listen to one podcast of a studio engineer that I appreciate. His name is Kendall, and it's the Recording Lounge podcast. You guys should definitely check it out. And he talks about why they're so popular, and what it is that the mid-range is actually kind of just popping out of that speaker. And so what they're typically doing is they're listening for vocal content, paying attention to it, and then kind of going to like a more linear speaker to, do the mix. So am I going to take phone calls? You know what? I wasn't planning on taking phone calls tonight. I should have been ready. I should have been ready for that. So Trey, I do apologize. Next time, for sure. I wanted to make sure that I could actually do this and pull it off. Great show. Couldn't make it to CAF 2019, but heard that the LTA Lampizator spatial room sounded awesome. I know you've contacted Clayton about a review. Will you be reviewing the M3 Sapphires or the X5? The answer to that question is the M3 Sapphires. I just talked to Clayton a few days ago, and I cannot wait to get my grubby hands on the M3 Sapphires. He is crazy slammed, crazy busy, and he is focusing on his customers as he should before he gets those out to, reviewers and things like that. But he did tell me that I'm on that list, and so that will happen. And look, Clayton is one of those designers that knows what the heck he's doing. So that's that. Techno Dad, okay, have to go. Kids B-ball game. Have a great stream. All right, Techno Dad, take it easy, man. I wonder if I can just set up my phone on here real quick without breaking this. Probably not. Joey, I need you. Joey, I need you. Help me troubleshoot. Joey from Joe and Tell is a pretty bright cat, and in any time, like he was troubleshooting this with me earlier because it wasn't working, and he knows how to do this kind of stuff. You would think, click on this, what's happening, Joey, help me. All right, I'm not going to mess with it right now. We'll worry about that another time. Oh, he's saying you don't want to put your number out there. You know what's funny about that, Joey? Did you know that my phone number is actually on my website? And it's been there for years. I'm a doofus. I should probably change that. There's weird people out there like Techno Dad. Let's see here. We got some more questions coming in? 41 people. Wow, for my first live stream. You guys rock. I appreciate you guys. All right. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on Elac Unifies? I love the Unifies. I think they're a fantastic speaker. Oh, hey guys, hold on a second. I'm going to say goodnight to my daughter. Hi, buddy. Hi, sweetie pie. What, baby? Can I have a hug?
I'm getting the monster spray.
Good to have you back. Thank you so much, Neil. I do appreciate that. Sorry, Tito. What are my thoughts on the Elac Unifies? I think they're fantastic. I love you, sweetie. Good night.
We're gonna go monster spray her room.
Oh, they're gonna go spray for monsters in George's room. All right, and you got lavender. That's the secret. Okay. Yeah, the Unifies are awesome. They do have limitations. I keep telling Andrew over and over and over again, you got to get a bigger driver on those Unifies. That speaker would sell like freaking hotcakes, right? Because that is the limitation of that speaker, is it can only do so much before it's like, I can't go deeper and I can't go louder, and it craps the bed. And that's just the way it goes because, as I say in my reviews, physics shows up and gives you the bird, and there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, the Unifies are awesome. I would like your input on Bookshelves for classical and big band mostly. Okay, so something really dynamic, something that's got some gusto. You know, I gotta say, they don't play super loud, but the Buchar S400s, what I like about those bookies is those bookies sound more like a tower speaker. They just got that. So that might be one that you would maybe consider if you want to do, that big orchestra, stuff and big band stuff. I think those would probably deliver the goods. That's right off the top of my head what I can think of. Been using the Marantz UD7007 for 5 years now and wish to pair it with the new Acoustic Energy Active AE1 speakers, but I want to have remote control, so would I have to get a preamp to do so? I can't answer that question because I don't know anything about that unit. I'm so sorry there. I'll tell you what, Mark, email me at ron@newrecordday.com with this exact question. Just copy and paste it. Send it my way. I'll do some research and I'll get back to you. Well, since no one is asking, the AVO build you did for the little GR research speakers you made, I'm really curious to give them a try. Is there anyone who can build those cabinets for me? If I had more time, I almost said I could, but the problem is I just don't have a whole lot of time on my hands, obviously now especially. Do me a favor. Shoot me another email. You were the one that asked me about the H-frame subs, so I have your email. Let me talk to Danny and see if he knows somebody that could actually do that for you. The AVOs are freaking rad. They do have some limitations, okay? So they're not, if you're looking for like presence, like in your face presence, they don't do that. Everything is kind of just thrown out into the room and it's just huge and massive sounding. But yeah, I love the AVOs. I got to revisit those, don't I? I got to pull those back out and mess around with those. Jeremy says, in my opinion, don't bookshelf with classical. I tend to agree with you, Jeremy. I'm sure that this guy is asking probably because of space restraints or whatever, but yeah. Let me just see here. If you can narrow it down to your favorite top 3 AV 2-channel receivers, what would they be? I'm going to be honest with you, JBL. I don't really have favorites when it comes to AV 2-channel receivers. I did the review of that higher end Yamaha when I did the Yamaha versus Yamaha years ago, and that thing was freaking awesome. So I don't know what your budget is, but I'm going to say this, either at friends' houses or whatever, I've yet to hear a Yamaha that I don't like. There's something about that sound that just works for me. So that's my 2 cents, but I'm not pretending to be the expert when it comes to like AV receivers and things like that. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a heartburn here. Hey, Ron, do you know when the guys at GR Research going to have the upgrade kit for the 600M ready to buy? I think they're actually available now, to be honest with you. Hold on. Joe's telling me to check my phone. What did he do? He's probably hacked me. Joey, you hacked me. Oh, Google Voice. Oh, cool. Awesome. All right. I don't. Oh, I think I know what he just did. I think he just linked my phone number to Google Voice, which is really cool. Message him the code. Joey's a cool guy. All right. Let me see here. What was I just talking about? Let's see here. Costs aside, why would anyone get the bookshelves? Oh, I was talking about these 600 M's. Email Danny, info@grresearch.com, or just go to his website and his phone number's on there. Give him a buzz. I think they're available now. And no, I have not heard them. I don't know anything about that upgrade other than modification, upgrade, whatever you want to call it, other than it exists. The only reason why you guys are seeing thumbnails of that speaker done obviously by me, because if you've seen Danny's website, oh my gosh, is because I actually have those in for review, and it just happens to be at the same time that he's doing these, mad, these shenanigans and having fun being a mad scientist. Let's see here. All right, cost aside, why would anyone get the bookshelves in an Andrew Jones speaker series? I feel that his floor standers have the benefits of both bookshelves and floor standers. I think maybe, okay, I'll take a crack at it. It could just come down to where people live and what their rooms are like and what space they have available. For me, I like working with bookshelves a lot because I know that I can always mess around with subs and place them where I want. And it has been my experience that the perfect place for a sub is not always the perfect place for your mains. And so by having the subs wherever the heck I want and then having bookies wherever I want, I like that. It works. So my 2 cents there. Let me just see here. Oh, my brother says, maybe it's because of the 6 tacos we ate today, bro. Yeah, it probably was. Taco Chiwas. Yeah, we killed it. It was awesome. Okay, let me just see here. Man, you guys are just piling in here. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it. So I have 3 Elac Unifies for my front stage in my home theater, 11-channel Atmos setup, and I'm thinking about doing the chair research crossover upgrade. Do you think that the difference would be noticed? Again, I haven't heard that upgrade. I can only see the differences that have been made by watching the Tech Talk video, just like you guys. Sometimes even when I edit those videos, I don't even watch the whole thing. I'm just waiting. He has really bad allergies, so I'm just looking for sniffles, and I yank that out. But seeing what he did with it, there's little doubt in my mind that that speaker is going to sound different, but better is not something that I'm willing to commit to until I get my ears on it and actually hear it. So I don't know. I don't know. And also, one thing that I should mention here, Tito, is I don't even know if Danny offers a Unify upgrade at this point. So I'm not really sure what you're thinking there with that. I just noticed that. Looking for towers to use with my PS Audio M700s and gain cell DAC / preamp. Do you have any knowledge on Canton speakers, specifically maybe Vento Reference 3? Vento, I'm going to stop right there. I don't. And I'm not going to pretend that I do. I haven't had any experience with those speakers. I do know that they have a huge following, but I haven't gotten my ears on them. So I don't know. Let's see here. JBLG. I have the Elac Debut 6.2, which is awesome with the port in the front, giving me the option to have them close or away from the wall. Thank you. It's interesting. The 6.2s, if we're talking about like the review circuit here on YouTube, from what I could tell, they didn't really wow anybody. But I'm going to make this, I'm going to declare this. I think that they might be the best speaker for somebody that's just getting into hi-fi for the very first time. That, here's a disclaimer, they don't know what they want, because I feel like that is such a baseline speaker. It doesn't really do anything specific. It just does everything clean. And so I feel like it's a great first speaker because then you can kind of figure out, you know what, that top end isn't quite lively enough, and then you can go in that direction. Or I need a little bit more bottom end, and you can go in that direction. So yeah. All right, check my phone again. Hold on tight here, guys. All right, new code. Sorry about that, folks. Bear with me here real quick.